Oh, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smackin It Down, the Friday edition of the Smackin It Raw podcast. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the warden, Matt Ritter, and I am back with the two men that collectively make this the Chicago meatpacking district. He is the deadbeat Poppy. He is the Wrestle Quizdom champion. I actually got it right this time. He is the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, my friend Vince, Steve, Vicente Alejandro Delgado Estrada.
There you go. We stuffing all that meat like a Vienna beef sausage.
There you go.
And back for the first time in a very long time, the Asian that came and stole my Mexican away from me, host of the Getcho Podcast, our favorite Juss, our favorite person with alopecia, our favorite Filipino. It's your boy Juss.
Yo, what it is, yo? What's up? Can a play just keep in touch?
I mean, listen, you got Vince over there on Getcho, you got our boy Jaylan and Jizzy, doing the Lechonderies. I was enjoying that episode. That was some good shit while I was taking a shower, back in full force after your little hiatus, and I'm happy to see it.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Good things happen with perfect timing. So I mean, hey, listen, I'm happy to be back, man. You know what I'm saying? Meatpacking District is in full order. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get your buns ready because it's about to be stuffed.
Yeah. What meats we bringing?
I got
the chorizo. I got chorizo.
You got chorizo?
Mm-hmm.
I got longanisa. It's like a Filipino sausage.
Oh, okay.
And I got the gabagool.
Hey,
there we go.
Look at that.
It's a meat pizza right now.
Speaking of meat lovers, twitch.tv/Creation World, where if you have Amazon Prime and you have Prime Gaming, you can love all of that Twitch meat by getting yourself a free subscription. You link those two accounts, you get that free sub, you give it to your favorite Twitch streamer, whether it is I, patron saint of podcast and the warden Matt Ritter, and the whole crew here at Creation World. Could be our good friend who is on a Galentine's Day weekend, because every time she takes time off, it's a weekend, not a day. Love you, Katie. Katie over at the She Leads Showcase, or, maybe our friends over at Rivet City Radio, Will and Allison and all of them, because there's a lot of meat over there.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot of meat over there. A lot of meat, all different shapes, sizes, and flavors, just spread around, giving you all sorts of content. And they are monogamous to Twitch. So the only place you can support them is on Twitch. And the whole point of this whole rant and the things that I say is support your favorite content creators so they can continue to make content, whether it's at Twitch or youtube.com/Creation World, where it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. Vince, what does that do?
Helps boost the algorithm and help find new listeners.
That is correct. And Juss, why is that important?
Because you're a whore.
Got to spread that whore love around, ladies and gentlemen. That is correct. I'm a whore for your likes, for your comments, for your views, for your attention. I am an attention whore, and I need that attention. So please, please, please give me that attention and like, comment, and subscribe, and tell all of your friends, family, and associates about us and how much you enjoy the show and all of that, so that they can also come like and subscribe and, give me the attention that I need. And while you're doing that, flick that bean for me. Hit that notification bell. Get notified every time we go live, whether it is 15 minutes after Monday Night Raw for RawFlix and Chill, whenever that show decides to go off air. Tuesdays, 9:15 p.m. Central, 10:15 p.m. Eastern for NXXXT. Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern for the Creation Conversation. And if you guys don't know, not only did we review the AVN Awards, but we realized that they changed the name of the XBiz Awards. So we went back and we reviewed the XBiz Awards too. So it's an extra long, all adult content episode of the Creation Conversation available on YouTube right now for you. And then obviously we're here today, Friday, for Smackin It Down with Smackin It Raw, 15 minutes after SmackDown goes off air. And tomorrow, after the Royal Rumble, smash or pass the Royal Rumble with me and Young Kings Wrestling. So come join us tomorrow as well. And there's also Getting Off and all of the other things that we have. So make sure you are subscribed and that notification bell is on so you know when we go live. What's up, Chaos Theory? At Flicking the Bean. Thank you. We appreciate that. Katie sent me news and rumors because, she always does her job even when she's not here. So Dark Side of the Ring, Season 6, out March 25th. Episodes include Mick Foley's Hell in a Cell match, because we have not heard enough about that. Between his one-man shows and the documentaries and all of that shit, we just haven't. Big Van Vader, Tony Atlas, and I'm assuming his feet addiction, and Love of White Ladies. Ludwig Borga, Billy Jack Haynes, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Superstar Billy Graham, The Unfortunate Life and Passing of Daphne, the Original Sheik, and fellow Italian turned terrorist Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah, him. I'm interested in that one.
Also going to get an episode. It's funny because I actually just went back and I finally sat down and watched this last season, Bash at the Beach. Listened to Eric Bischoff and Russo just talk about how much they hated each other and who was really in charge and what was going on for that whole thing. And Eric Bischoff doesn't do himself any favors because he's like, there was never a discussion. The finish was always going to be whatever Hulk Hogan wanted it to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Vince Russo thought he had a say in it. Like, this is what it was, and it's whatever Hogan wanted. I'm like, dude, you need to get off that motherfucker's dick. You saw how he got booed, right?
Yeah, of course.
Now is the time to separate yourself from him, even though that was pre him. Dark Side of the Ring should be. Ooh.
I got it.
My reading comprehension is only like first grade. So
that's it's okay.
Whatever that was, I didn't see.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Moving on.
But I
No, we good. No one's not.
Just to tag team what you're saying, Matt. Any of those that you're like really, really into? I mean, the Daphne one sounds pretty interesting. The original Iron Sheik one is pretty interesting too for people who don't realize there's a other Iron Sheik out there. But yeah, like you said though, I mean, do we really need another Hell in a Cell, Dark Side of the Ring? I mean, how other ways can they tell it? Yeah,
no. It's kind of like when they talk about the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah,
like there's only so much we can talk about with that, So yeah, no, it's okay. We don't need more of that. It's fine.
Just real quick, Vince, thank you for taking care of that. Just anyone who's watching or listening knows we do not joke about victims or SA here on the podcast, nor do we allow comments insulting victims of SA in the comments of our podcast. So you will be removed and taken care of. This is a safe space for those people.
Yeah,
we're not going to let anything negative said about them. Speaking of that, Triple H is headlining the 2025 Hall of Fame class. He was out there for a press conference. Shawn Michaels showed up, and then Undertaker showed up and made the announcement, and then Stephanie came out. And Stephanie has a new show on ESPN where she's giving us a look into the lives of WWE superstars.
That's kind of interesting. I'm very much looking forward to that, and I'm glad we're getting some Stephanie McMahon content out there. We haven't really seen her, haven't really heard of her too much, so I'm looking forward to that. It should be fun.
So she's like the host?
Yeah,
I know she created the show, and I'm pretty sure she is hosting and like sitting down and delving into behind the scenes of WWE superstars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely. I mean, sounds like something that we did on the sweaty session a couple episodes ago. But but I am glad anytime that you get to see backstage and like the life and the everything that they do to get ready for the show is always a win.
Yeah, for sure. I like the peeling back the curtain and seeing like the humanity of the wrestlers and seeing what they have to go through in their day-to-day lives so that we don't stalk them in the airports or follow them to their hotel rooms and are just weirdos and sickos that give wrestling fans a bad name. So it's good to see.
Are you saying that Stephanie McMahon watches the Getcho Podcast and steals her ideas from the Getcho Podcast? Is that what I heard?
Maybe she was maybe she watched the sweaty sessions after having the sweaty session, and then she got inspiration.
If that's the case, I would say yes. But there's also another person who I found out today. Actually, it seems like they watched the Getcho Podcast. We'll talk about. We'll get there.
Okay, we'll get there. Vince, you got anything else you want to add before we get into the show?
In terms of news and rumors, Paige, Saraya Knight talked to TMZ and revealed that she'd be interested in perhaps opened the door and left the door open on possibly returning to WWE and made mention that her contract does expire in September 2025. So maybe
shit. She's not getting used in AEW. She just dumped her fucking waste of space fucking fiance, boyfriend, whatever the fuck he was.
Yes.
New year, new page, baby.
Yeah, she turning the page.
You like that? I like that. Man with the bars, baby.
Look at that.
With the bars.
No, but yeah. So who knows? Now she dumped that piece of shit ex-boyfriend, I might start liking Paige again. So shout out to you, Saraya Knight. Big winner of the year so far. Winner of the year so far.
They amicably split, I believe. But is that all, Vince?
Apparently, this is a lot of wieners, according to Allison.
Thank you.
This is not a lot of wieners. I can show you a lot of wieners.
Oh no, we are not that kind of site.
I made chili cheese hot dogs earlier, and I took pictures.
No. I just meant we're not like a food.
I went to Tony's Deli down in Park Ridge and got myself a big ass package of Italian sausage.
Okay.
Listen, fine. All right, fine. If you're gonna do that, I'll grab the chorizo from the fridge.
Shout out to Tony's. Shout out to Tony's.
Actually, I've been going there a lot.
I don't know if I can shout out Tony's. I gotta do my research and find out if I can.
I can shout out Tony's.
Tony's is a good place.
Italian Market and Deli. Fuck yeah. All right, let's get into the Smackdown portion of this, which I have a banner for. Boom. And we news and rumors. Pat McAfee takes all of the credit for the Royal Rumble going to Indianapolis and then lies about Indiana a lot. Because, listen, I have been to Indiana. I know people in Indiana. There are people that we love from Indiana. Shout out to JJ. But Pat McAfee talked about Indiana like Indiana was Chicago or LA or New York, and it is not. No. I've been to Indiana. It's not as great as Pat McAfee made it sound.
I've also been to Indiana, and I was afraid I was going to get shanked at the gas station. I might have been in the wrong side of Indiana, but who knows? It's really TNA's fault for booking the venue so close to that sketchy gas station because we literally drove like 5 minutes from there. Oh, my God. So shout out to my friend Shaquille. He knows.
Shout out to not getting shanked.
That rolls into Joe Tessitore trying to make up for last week with an oopsie my bad Kevin Owens interview. I miss when Kevin Owens would hang out in his car during the show like he was picking up hookers on Lower Whacker and like
for real
do promos from there. But Kevin Owens feels disrespected because he's like, everyone knows that I'm not going to win, and they're all just ignoring the fact that I think I'm going to be champion going into WrestleMania, and no one wants to challenge me, and it makes me sad. And also, you interviewed Cody, and you didn't interview me. And Joe's like, well, that's why we're doing this. This is a, do you have more to add to the story? Sorry, we didn't get your point of view sort of thing. He's like, yeah, no, I want you to shove things up your ass, Joe Tess, which was weird, but okay. CM Punk then comes out and apologizes for not taking Kevin Owens seriously and says if Kevin Owens wins, then he'll be taking the belt from him instead of Cody at WrestleMania. So, it doesn't really matter who holds it, bro. CM Punk's walking out with it. Kevin's like, listen, I love the idea of you never getting that WrestleMania nut. Like, this has been the thing that you left WWE for. I am hard thinking about the fact that you never get your WrestleMania nut, and I hope you don't win the Royal Rumble. Punk says, you want to talk about things that I've never done, because everyone keeps saying I've never been in the main event of WrestleMania. I've also never lost 5 title matches in a row at the Royal Rumble, but Kevin Owens has. I've also never lost a match to Logan Paul, but Kevin Owens has. So if you want to stop talking shit, we can get it on here tonight. And of course, Kevin Owens, being a heel, pretends like he is going to fight and then leaves because it's the same shit every time. But Kevin Owens, CM Punk, Joe Tessitore opening the show, spit or swallow.
When Punk's music hit, I nutted, and then when Kevin Owens and CM Punk locked eyes, I nutted, and then when they teased me with them possibly getting physical with each other and allowing me to watch in the corner, I nutted a third time. I would have nutted a fourth time if there was actual physical content, but oh my god, I really want Kevin Owens versus CM Punk. Just like the promos alone are going to be so cool. So this is a big swallow for me. I'm swallowing the fuck out of this opening segment. He is cursed. I'm assuming she means CM Punk. Maybe.
I'm thinking Kevin Owens.
I was gonna say, yeah,
times.
I think Kevin
Owens.
Means, yeah,
5 times. No,
Caitlin Clark. Did I say Caitlin?
WNBA?
No, because
I know who that is.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because Allison was like, "Is there anything good in Indiana besides race cars?"
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Like he must be real tired. I'm a little. We're all a little tired. We're all old. We all talked about our knee, back, and joint pains.
We're old. We're tired, and I fucking work with a child.
It's cold. It was foggy this morning. You know.
Yeah.
I definitely swallow everything about this. I mean, yeah, CM Punk, Kevin Owens definitely will make you nut 2-3 times, but Joe Tessitore will make you nut a whole almond. Okay. Don't know where I was going with that, but anyway,
nut a whole album and nut a whole almond is a phrase.
So a couple takeaways I will say about this interaction though, definitely like seeing how future promos would be is definitely another swallow. Punk, I do gotta say, I do spit. One of the things is that Punk said that he never manipulated a best friend to help him do anything like win a championship. Well, that's kind of false because he kind of manipulated a friend to help him win a case, but that's for a different story.
But that's not a championship.
I mean, it kind of is winning. So you know, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
So
winning is winning.
I'm gonna call that cap. That means lie. Shout out AJ Styles. There's receipts. Luke Gallows, Joey Mercury, and Serena in the Straight Edge Society.
Okay.
He used
the
new Nexus and then whipped them like pigs in Husky Harris, R.I.P.
There you go.
Heath Slater.
It's okay.
David Otunga, Justin Gabriel. What was his name? Curtis Axel. All those guys.
I guess you can even include Paul Heyman in there.
Paul Heyman as well. He used and abused Paul Heyman. The Shield. He used the Shield, and then they did their own thing. They emancipated themselves from CM Punk after 2 weeks.
You can't judge second run CM Punk post AEW by pre AEW run CM Punk standards. He has said day one, I am a new person. I am different. I have changed. Yeah, so from his return to now, Chicago's own CM Punk would not do that. Now, old CM Punk, like again, you can't judge a man like by that time in his life.
He sounds like
just like you can't judge me by scumbag Matt Ritter standards.
True.
Fair. I'm just saying,
a wholesome, decent family man now.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going all the way to judgment levels, but I am saying that he has a history of those kind of actions.
Manipulation.
Granted, not since he's been back, he's improved. Who's to say that Kevin hasn't improved? I'm just saying. Don't throw stones at when you have glass walls or glass houses or whatever the phrase is.
Wow. Okay.
And I will say the last thing I'll swallow is that Yeah, last week we brought up how we thought Kevin Owens is Mr. Royal Rumble, right? Comes out with the stats, which happened on Getcho. They bring that stat up in this promo, so they watch. That's all. That's the other thing I want to say.
Ah,
There you
okay,
go.
okay.
We got that.
I was
in. We
wondering
got
what
that
the stat was. Okay.
Miz is running his mouth about a guy standing behind him and then ends up in a match with Andrade. Miz loses to Andrade with Chris Jericho's finisher, Spitter Swallow.
He did it before Chris Jericho. That's Andrade's finisher. That's
true. That is true.
the ídolos effect. El efecto del ídolo. Something like that.
Even though it looks better when Andrade does it, it's still a dumb finisher.
I don't hate it. I actually kind
No,
of
I
liked
do.
it. I liked it. I like it better than the
I'm on the
hammerlock
fence.
DDT.
I'm on the fence.
I do not, because that's a move. We've talked about this. Outside of the Black Mass and the Sweet Chin Music and a couple exceptions, I am not a fan of punches, kicks, or elbows as finishers unless they're flying off the top rope.
Okay, so what you're saying is Andrade needs to do that spinning elbow from the top rope.
Yes, and then I'll be like, all right, that's
Honestly,
dope.
yeah.
All right,
That
fair,
would give
fair,
it a little
fair.
more oomph.
Yeah, that's
that would
fair.
give it a little more oomph.
Yeah.
I
Then I
know
would
it's like,
not-
oh,
then
he
I
can
would
pull
not.
it out at anywhere and he can hit it at any time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah,
Andrade
blah.
can really pull it out anywhere. I want to see that for sure. He can pull it out anywhere in front of Charlotte, in front of me. I don't care. Do it.
Charlotte's
I want to see
coming
his
back.
idolo.
I'm assuming we're all swallowing Andrade getting the win over Miz.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah,
a spit.
course.
The match was solid. It was all right. If Miz had won for some reason, I would have spit it because
Honestly, this match was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't pay attention to it at the beginning, and then it started to slap
Wow.
because I was helping my
'Cause-
wife take down the Christmas trees because I'm trying to like clean
You
up.
do have to do that. That's something that has to be done. You know.
Yeah.
It's fucking January 31st. That should have been done already, bro. Like,
Oh no, we procrastinators over at the Delgado Estrada household. We wait till the last minute and then some.
You wait for the next holiday to hit, and you're like, oh,
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly. Valentine's Day, 2 weeks from now. Time to take down the
We
tree.
can repurpose these lights.
the next holiday was New Year's. Speaking of New Year's, New Year, new Carmelo Hayes, but not really because he's still taking L's. Loses to Jimmy Uso. Jimmy says if Melo misses, then it's a layup 360 booyaka booyaka 619 ball game or some shit backstage. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Basketball. Jimmy gets to roll up with the bowling ball grip pin.
That was a
Melo's
choice.
still taking L's. Jimmy Mello, Spitter Swallow.
I love Big Jim. I love the Booyaka 619 basketball references because we love basketball. But I'm gonna spit it because Young Kings Wrestling, I listened to their latest episode. I finally starting to catch up. I'm still like a few minutes behind, but they said it like they got to start doing Mello right, like because like they're not doing him any services over on SmackDown. He just keeps catching L's. How can you call yourself like someone that he don't miss, but you do miss because you keep taking L's? Like you got to change that jump shot, bro. Like change the mechanics. Maybe work on the shot a little bit. I don't fucking know. But it's a spit for right now. I think Mello could do much better, especially being the first round draft pick.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree too. Like, as much as I love the NBA Jam reference that Jimmy did, but like, yeah, Carmelo Hayes, this guy is supposed to be the next, right? He's supposed to be the next one coming, and taking L's is not helping him, So I have to spit this.
Mm-hmm. Y'all catch Nakamura in the background just staring.
Yeah, dude.
Jimmy
what the hell?
in the background just. The entire episode, Shinsuke's theme is he likes to watch.
Why are you
We're
creeping?
not that. Well, I mean, yes, it was all night, but I have that specific part here coming up. But before we get to that, Michin tries to beat defeat with the eat defeat, but her long back attack only gets her payback by winning via DQ after Chealsea used the kendo stick on her. She then grabbed the kendo stick and gave Chealsea back shots that sounded like Chicago at night.
Yo.
Oh man.
Spitter Swallow, Women's United States Title Championship match.
Go ahead, Juss.
It's always a swallow. It's always a swallow. Michin on TV is always a good thing. Yeah, there's nothing I could say more than having her always being on TV, always producing matches, whatever she's doing. I mean, it's good to see her.
I agree.
Again, maybe I'm just a little bit influenced by Young Kings Wrestling here, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a gargle. I won't go out and say a spit, but the reason I'm saying a gargle is because they ended the match with a DQ, meaning they're gonna run this back. And as much as I love Michin, Mia, and Chealsea Green, it would have been one thing if this feud started in the finals of the U.S. Women's Championship tournament, but it didn't. They've had a feud prior to the U.S.
Yeah.
title being introduced. So
Dumpster matches and all sorts of shit.
yeah, the
Yeah.
dumpster match was probably peak.
Yep.
Then their second best match was obviously the U.S. crowning match at Saturday Night's Main Event. But it's like, okay, please just do one more match, and whether Michin gets the championship or not, move on. Do something else, please. I just don't want to see that combo anymore.
Okay.
Got you.
I have a question.
I got answers.
The fuck does Toros de Pai mean?
Huh?
Toros de Pai.
That it sounds like you're saying bulls of pie, because the last word sounds like you're just saying pie in English.
That's what Damian Priest Vest said. It said Toros, Todos, de Pie, pie. So the fuck does Toros de Pai mean? Because it was across that man's chest when he came out. While you think about that, he declares himself for the Royal Rumble. Samoan Werewolf puts Priest on notice, says, I'm off the leash. Me and Tama Tonga are going to make this locker room our prison yard, bitches. Lay down or get your ass beat down. Priest was all for it. He says, well, go ahead and try. He kicks Tama. Nothing new for Priest as he gets DP'd. LA Knight makes the save. Priest and Knight run off Jacob and Tama. Santos is backstage and he's like, hey, you might need friends. And Priest is like, no, fuck that. And he's like, well, Dom said you were a little bitch. And he's like, I'm sorry, what the fuck did you just say about me? Then he bumps into R-Truth, who thinks that this is Monday Night Raw, and Adam Pearce grew hair and has an English accent. Then LA Knight shows up, and they're like, yeah, we're going to be a tag team. And Truth's like, let's be friends. Shinsuke, again, in the cuck position in the back, just watching all of this happen from a distance. We got Jacob and Tama versus Priest and LA Knight, which, of course, LA Knight spent the majority of the match pretending he was hurt so that Priest had to do all of the work. Priest gets the win, but Fatu wakes up with a hard-on and then pounds Priest down to close out the show. Which it's not the last thing we're talking about, but it was the final match of the night.
Definitely Swallow.
Oh, yeah. Damian Priest and Jacob? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, definitely Swallow.
Dude. I had my second win in that.
You had your second nut. Your second nut then?
Well, yeah. Well, I nutted like 3 times with Punk and Kevin. That was
I had to change and get a new pair. But the promo between Jacob and Damian Priest, Jacob has that thing where he says, you can get your hair braided, but don't get twisted.
Oh man, that was
just bars. And also on a real tip too, like depending on the type of braid that you have, because you can
Just the
tip. But depending on the type of the braids that you have, you can have a French braid, you can have a Bones braid, a crown braid. Those can get really technical and very twisted. I'm just saying, as a man who used to have hair, I would know.
You had braids back in the day?
Or
did you used to braid hair? Because you have a lot of information.
No, my cousin always got her hair braided.
Okay. Because I thought it was one of those situations where you have information of things you have no abilities to do.
I also used to have hair, and I never had braids, but during study hall, a girl did try and give me cornrows at one point.
Okay.
I think we only finished half the head, though, and then they ended up getting taken out by the end of the day.
You only got half the head? Damn, that sucks.
Well, it was study hall.
Quickie, gotcha.
You was 45 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, Jacob, Priest, Swallow, right?
Swallow everywhere.
Of course.
Okay. We got DIY and Pretty Deadly versus the Lobos and Motor City Machine Guns. I don't understand how Berto and Angel Garza are making Motor City Machine Guns look so tiny. But they said they were going to pull up a booster seat and have their back. Santos was like, no, fuck off, gringos. but they didn't want to hear that, so they're like, "Don't worry, we don't care what Santos said. We're still here for you." That didn't matter because the Lobos said "fuck this" and left the match in the middle of it. Motor City Machine Guns still somehow pull out the win. And my favorite quote of the night comes from Joe Tessitore. As the Motor City Machine Guns hit a double team move, he says, "Here's the facial as they deliver."
Nice. Oh my god.
DIY also leaves their tag titles lying around. Tama finds them and then yeah in their face. They get the fuck away from that and they bump into Pretty Deadly, and Pretty Deadly's like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like, why'd you hit the blonde one? That's why the brunette one didn't tag in." And they're like, "Don't worry about that. We got a big title match." And they're like, "Nah, fuck that. Do it by yourselves, bitches." And they're like, "Well, then you don't get your tag title shot." And they're like, "All right, well, you better win then, but you're winning on your own." So, 8-man tag, DIY and Pretty Deadly versus Motor City Machine Guns, and at least for half the match or some of the match, Paquete de Lobos.
I want to swallow just because Angel Garza took off his pants. That's always like warrants a swallow.
Get you, yeah.
But I'm gonna gargle it just for the simple fact that we've seen a combination of these 4 tag teams against each other the last 3 weeks in a row, and it's again similar situation with Chealsea and Michin. Like, okay, I don't want to see this combo anymore. After that 2 out of 3 falls match at the Rumble, maybe let's pivot to something different. Especially when they teased Jacob and Tama challenging for the tag titles versus DIY. I think I want to get the tag titles on them. You know, I get the tag team was Tama and Tonga Loa, yeah, because they're brothers and they're God and what have you. God above all else, but you know, half of God got injured, so give it
was
to the
also
Patu.
Jacob and Tama while Tonga was hurt for a little bit.
For a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So just go back to that. Go back to what works.
All I know is Berto's prettier than Angel, and Elektra Lopez was out there, so I didn't notice anyone doing shit about taking their pants off.
So you last time we had a conversation about Paquete de Lobos, you said that the one you would notice the least would be Humberto Carrillo.
Yes.
This week you're saying you're noticing that he's prettier than Angel Garza. So has Angel Garza now moved to the bottom?
No, because he still has no personality. He's nice to look at for a second, but he still has zero personality.
It's the pimples. It's the not pimples. Dimples.
I will say this: he does that like springboard back elbow, and he makes it look effortless as shit. Like he's just like floating through the air. He's just like, real quick.
He's really smooth in the ring, though.
Yeah, he's really smooth.
He's really smooth.
I think they're both very good in the ring, very smooth. Humberto more than Angel. Angel just is a little bit more, I think, like charismatic. I think in terms of that, but I think there's untapped potential with Paquete de Lobos, the werewolves, those Lobos.
Did you spit or swallow that, Juss?
Yeah, I said I swallowed all 8 of these men all the same time.
Very nice.
You know, I mean, it's tag team wrestling. Motor City Machine Guns are in there. Let's go.
Hi, Tommy. Speaking of things that we don't want to see anymore, which seems to be the theme for SmackDown, Naomi defeated Liv, and Spanish Rachel came in and destroyed the tag team champs after the match. Liv was riding her face all the way through a powerbomb onto Bianca and Naomi. It's a thing that happened. I'm happy Naomi got the win, but like, I don't need to see Liv and Spanish Rachel versus Bianca and Naomi anymore.
Right.
I'm still sad that Lash Legend and Jakar didn't win those tag team titles.
Yes, same
Where the
here.
fuck is Jade Cargill? I got questions.
If she doesn't show up at the Rumble, I'm gonna sue.
Yeah.
If Jade Cargill doesn't show up at the Rumble, I'm suing.
Is it weird? I thought she was going to show up tonight after right before they gave that power. Right. Tell you.
Like Liv was just gonna be held up writing Raquel's face, and then Jade's music comes out.
Yep.
And then they just hold her there.
Just don't protest. What are we protesting? What are we not protesting?
Explain yourself, Tommy. But you know what? I'm with you. I'm gonna about Jade. I think I'm gonna go ahead and like agree with you. Like, I'm happy that Naomi got the win, but I really don't want to see Liv and Spanish Rachel take on and maybe even challenge for those tag titles or possibly even win them. That's my biggest fear, and it does seem like that's where they're going to go with it, unfortunately. Especially if Jade returns and it's revealed that Naomi is the culprit that attacked her, then the tag titles aren't going to be involved, so they're probably going to dump them over to Raquel and Liv. But I will say, props to Liv for bringing back the purple bandana aesthetic to the Judgment Day this week. So
No, fuck.
I love
Spanish Rachel had one, and then it looked like a chip bag was stuck in her hair when she got back in the ring at the end of the match. I forgot.
No. Fuck her, because she's just trying to dick ride. But that's fine. Go ride Braun Strowman's dick. Don't ride the Judgment Day dick no more. Hop off the train, hop off the express.
So if Spanish Rachel has sex with Braun Strowman and Braun Strowman is a choo-choo train, does that mean every time they have sex she gets a train ran on her?
Yes. Yes.
Curious minds wants to know.
Watch the third rail.
Last thing, Zelina runs into Tiffany backstage, puts her on notice while casually dropping that she wants to enter the Royal Rumble and win it. And Tiffany just kind of laughs in her face. Then she has an interview where Candice comes out and gives her a piece of her mind, but accidentally gets all of Nia Jax in the corner when Tiffany moves out of the way.
Yes.
And that's all. I mean, we didn't really get anything definitive after Tiffany turned on Nia, cashed in, and won. So I'm not kind of surprised this is still going on. I just feel like we're spinning our wheels over here on SmackDown.
Right.
Just have them do a blow off match for the title and then move on to something else, please. Again, a theme of SmackDown: move on already and do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did like a little bit that Candice LeRae came out to cut a promo. You know, because it's kind of like they're trying with her. Obviously, you know, need to go back and work on some of the things on how she said it. You know, but I mean, yeah, maybe we get more of that. Maybe she comes out of this as another character, you know, in the storyline. Hopefully, you know. But other than that, I kind of gargle it. You're right. I mean, it's just the same stuff.
I'll swallow it just because I thought it was well executed, and I was expecting this to actually happen in general. I thought Nia was going to come out first. I think the wrinkle of Candice coming out, declaring herself for the Royal Rumble, making it official, cutting the promo, getting some mic time. I'm going to swallow it just for that. So, yeah, swallows all around.
SmackDown as a whole, spit or swallow, gentlemen.
We didn't talk about round 2 of Shinsuke voyeuring.
Vince, SmackDown as a whole, spit or swallow. There's a time limit on the show. We do not need it. We mentioned Shinsuke in the cuck position. We're good. We covered it. Please.
All right. I'll swallow it. It was enough good there to warrant the swallow.
Justin?
A definite swallow. You know, in the end, if you're happy.
I'm gargling. I haven't been feeling SmackDown the last few weeks. Like I said, I just feel like we're spinning our wheels.
Gotcha.
But
yeah.
Hopefully that all changes after tomorrow. Justin, where can they find you, my good friend?
If you like listening to what I said and some of the jokes I said over here, you can find me at Getcho Podcast on Twitter, Getcho Podcast on Instagram. We're also on TikTok. You can find all of our video, me and the homie Vince over here, and obviously Matt will be making his return to Getcho on Circle Debate Network. They do watch-alongs every week. Getcho is on there live every Wednesdays about 9:45, 10 p.m. So check us out there. Shout out to Culture Class, Marks and Mikes, Cafeteria. You already know. Powerbomb Jitsu.
Yeah, follow me on social media at SEUsVince, whether that's Blue Sky, Instagram, or the TikToks. Check out the YouTube channel at 606 Universe. I had a meeting of the minds with the homie Basharat, so we're gonna be having some Bulls and NBA talk. So we're gonna drop another episode. So stay tuned for that. Should come out Tuesday morning. So again, stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's about it.
And as always, you guys can follow me at Smackin It Raw, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Threads for Daddy Delgado, the Deadbeat Poppy, and your boy Juss. I am the patron saint of podcast and the word Matt Ritter. This has been Smackin It Down with Smackin It Raw.